I definitely didn't get the thing yet. The radio. Babe, can you get the... Where did I put it? I think the speaker is still in the bathroom. Anyway, hello, and welcome to the Become Your Magic Power Hour. This is a new day and a new time where we are actually normally on from Monday through Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. But because I am doing some new things, I am trying to basically control my schedule and be intentional. So I'm moving the power hour to now Monday through Friday at 12 noon. What? Because it's the middle of the day, and I think I would get better results this way. So, moving forward, if this is your first time tuning in and you have missed, this is only my third week. So, you have only missed 2 weeks in which you can always go back to my page right here. Whether you're on YouTube, you can join by I Choose Me, #NoMoreExcuses YouTube page. Or you can, as you see right here on Facebook, I also have a I Choose Me Bling Boutique. That is a private group. So if you are watching in that group, you cannot share. So at this time, I always ask that you share. Why? Because why not? It is what we can do, right? To inspire, influence, and empower each other into what? The best relationships possible. So this is the Become Your Magic Power Hour, where we come in order to plug into the source. God is the source, right? We are just vessels. And so it is my responsibility. It is my assignment to show up in the magnitude in which I am designed to do. And so I use words and prophetic expression as well as soul coaching in order to help you see just how magical you really are. I am the founder, CEO of I Choose Me, #NoMoreExcuses movement, which is a group empowering people. It started as just women, but I have empowered souls. So I say it is a soul relationship. So I empower you into a good relationship with yourself. It is a self-love initiative in which I have books, programs, products, even games in order to what? To find the you that is special, to ignite your abracadabra. So if you see this shirt that I'm wearing, it is also a part of my brand and my line. It is the Abracadabra Become Your Magic, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's about recognizing that nobody is going to be the supernatural force for you in your life. The supernatural force comes from within yourself. The things that you've been through, the things you know about yourself. That is the supernatural force in which you have and you embody. And so when we begin to recognize that our supernatural forces are how we show up, is really in our process. It was in our journey. It is really how we got here. I want to make sure that you guys can see me. And oh my God, I forgot my ring. I'm live. I hate to not have my ring on. Anyway, I got it. But as I was saying, the first 15 minutes is the time that I come on and I say, what is your abracadabra? If you are on the live through this hour and I say something at any time that kind of provokes you, soul stirs you, or makes you want to like really see who you are through a different lens, then you can write abracadabra in the comments. And that just lets me know that you got it, that somewhere you renewed your mind, you renewed your spirit. And in that moment, you were ready for a transformation, because we all know that knowledge is power. But I take you a step further. I say knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is transformation. Anything that we can apply into our life, anything that we can use when somebody else can show up for us, is how we become our magic. And so wait a minute, let me go over here and see these comments. I see we have some. Hey, Melissa, abracadabra, baby. Hey, boo, how you doing? You see it's nice and early. I know you up. You're going to catch me at 12 o'clock. So now we got your wish, the lunchtime hour. So I'm all with it, because in the latter part of the day, oh my goodness, guess what we're going to be doing? We are going to be blinging. We are going to be making bracelets. I have so much precious collection to show you guys that you guys can be wearing. I have so many different things. But anyway, this is why the power hour has to be at 12, because I am about to do a challenge. And that's what this topic today is going to be about. But we won't get into that until the 15 mark so that we can spend this time to say, hey, how you doing? You look gorgeous today. Thank you, boo. I just made my this shirt about 10 minutes before I got on. Isn't it so good to be a part of your brand, honey, to be able to write, do, create in a moment. Abracadabra applied knowledge is transformation. I'm just trying to tell you, it is really that simple. This is the perfect time for the show. I can watch while I make the kids lunch. Exactly, right? So I can power you up while you're filling them up. It's about a refill, right? And that's what life is all about. It's about acknowledging that these are the refills in life. These are the moments, these are the things, these are the reasons that we show up. It is why we have the power to be able to move in the way we move when we get that plug in. And so when I say power hour, if this is your first time tuning in, as a matter of fact, I'm 6 minutes in and I haven't even shared. So let me take some time to go in my group. So at this time, if you haven't shared already, you can take this time and share with me, so that we can have each other's undivided attention. So let me get this done, because I know how Brittany be like, you forgot to share into my group. And so how can I get you guys to participate if I don't do my part? So where am I at? Let me find me. You ever have a hard time finding yourself when you go live and you're wondering, oh, no wonder they can't find me. I can't even find myself. And I'm looking for me, right? Isn't that hilarious? So, okay, so let's share too. There's a group. There's a group. What's my other group? Let me see. Is there. There you go, boo boo. I see you. Almost done, you guys. Almost done. And oh my goodness. And then it's me and y'all. It's me and you. It's me and you. It's me and you. Okay, that's it. That is established. I have shared. And so now I am good. So, okay. So here we go. Remember, this is the power hour. So like I said, in case you do not know what the Become Your Magic Power Hour is all about, because this is a 12 o'clock noon. So this is kind of like a reshift or rebranding. So it's no longer at 7. So I'm just going to introduce you to what the Become Your Magic Power Hour is all about and how you can show up and be a part of what? Becoming Your Magic. We will show up here every Monday through Friday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. In this hour, I will give you whatever it is that God puts on my spirit to give to you. Why? Because this is the season of assignment. This is a season of filling up on the thing that makes you valuable and then serving it to others, right? And so I am serving myself for the 5 days a week from Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock minimum, because there will be maximums that I will do. But at a minimum, you will see me every hour at 12 o'clock right here, Monday through Friday, so that I can what? Power you up. What is a power up? Do you know that in order to charge your phone, you got to plug it into the outlet. You have to plug it into the source. And so I have a way with words. God has blessed me. I always say when he speaks through me, it not only nurtures me, but I try to share as much as I can so that we all can grow together. And so when I'm thinking about powering up, I think about the many times that I had the strength to move on. It was because of who was in my life. It was because who believed in me. It was because of the people who sold into me. It was because of where I had the opportunity to clock into, right? It was because I was in the right room with the right people who saw me, who nurtured me, even though outside things still was a part of the system, right? Because we still got to progress and process into our bottom line. And so we got to go through some things, because that is the price of tea. That is the course of admission, right? And so my course of admission to be of service to somebody else is that I had to go through some things. So what this does is take those things that you've been through and turn those pains into power. By what? By removing the shame and getting in your lane and figuring out what was it teaching me. Because there is a balance in life that we must find. And we must figure out, why did I go that way? What did I what was I supposed to get from it, and how do I transform my life? By renewing my mind. Why? Because in order for me to walk into the thing that is me, in order for me to fulfill my destiny, my dream, my purpose, I must accept who I am. I must love myself from right where I am. And the only way I do that is by sitting down and celebrating those valley moments, only because if I don't celebrate the valley moments, I don't acknowledge what I am and where I am right now. And so being in this position is saying that I am not going to stay in the death of that situation, but I'm going to celebrate the resurrection of who I am because of what I went through. I am going to become my magic. Magic is supernatural force. So that means I am going to be the force in my life in order to what? Create moments that rise up to meet the person that I was created to be. Because I spent time with myself, I got to know myself, I celebrated myself, and I realized that the magic that I'm waiting for, God has already given to me because I was born with enough. And who I clock into, the rooms that I sit in, the places that I dwell in, I am consuming that, right? I am absorbing that energy. And so to be intentional about what we absorb in a positive magnitude is to say, I know my worth. I will not allow the things that I experience to go in vain. And so I got to plug into something or somebody who is going to remind me of just the beautiful child of God I am. And hello, that is me. I am the person to remind you of the beautiful child that you are. I am the person to remind you that God is not done with you. And the reason I know is because you are listening to me, which means that you have breath in your body, which means that you have still time and opportunity to figure out who is the you that is you. So as my friend William Brown would say, who is that person? Right? Who is the person that you know? As I would say, how have you chosen you? How have you showed up for you? How have you found out your purposeful peace if you haven't accepted what it required for you to be great? It required those things. I had to go through some things. I had to go through molestation to be the mom that I am today. I know that now. Of course, I didn't know that then. But if I trust that God has written my end before the beginning, that means I had to get here to go to where I see myself being. And so the faith that I have in who I am is allowing me to let go of the things that I cannot change. And so I am about to do a challenge that I am definitely going to invite each and every one of y'all to join with me. And the challenge is what the topic is today, which is hiring yourself. Oh my God. Do you guys know where I'm about to go with you guys on this hour of hiring yourself? Are you ready to work for you? Because in order to be who you want to be, you got to be willing to hire yourself. So we're going to break down what it means to hire yourself, what it means to show up for yourself, what it means to check into yourself in this hour, because this is what it's all about. I do not want us to just come here and get thrills from me every day, but I want to see some infection take place. I want to see your abracadabra moments. I want to hear how you decided to show up for you by hiring you, by clocking into you, by checking on you, and by delivering on the promise that is attached to the pain you've been through, right? By delivering on the thing that you deserve, right? We are to live in our advantage point and not our disadvantage point. And I want you to understand, advantage point is to add up the course. Disadvantage point is to dismiss the course, right? And so when I do not know or recognize that all the things that I have been through and dealt with was for me, then I miss what the advantage of who I am is all about. Let me see right here, because we have some time. Let me see, because, oh my goodness, y'all been writing. Yes, it is midday. Refill is so necessary. Happy today, my friend William. I was just talking about you. I don't know if you caught me. Yes, it's all about how we serve one another. And that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. How are we serving one another? How are we showing up in our assignment? And I love the love, everybody giving each other love. Turn the pain into power. Yes, the struggles are where we transform all day long, is how we transform. We are in the 15-minute hour. And so guess what? We're about to find out what it is that is next for us. Okay. So the topic is, are you ready to hire you? And it's time to clock into you. And so I wanted to do some breakdown of what it means to hire you, how long the challenge is going to last, and if you want to commit with me, what you have to do next. So we all understand that what it means to be hired, right? What it means to commit. And so the first word we're going to look at the word hire. We're going to look at the word commit. And then we're going to go on the journey of breaking down what it will require for us to hire ourselves for only 30 days. So this will be a 30-day challenge in which you will become the boss of your own life. This will be a 30-day challenge in which you will set a schedule as if you were clocking into somebody else's dream, except the dream now is yours. I'm going to show you how easy it's going to be to clock into you when you realize just how much time we waste doing nothing. And so sometimes we're moving, but we're not being precise. We're not being intentional about our movements. And so clocking into us is being intentional about our abracadabra moments in order to become our magic, because it starts when we choose ourselves and decide who we are. So here we go. First word we're going to look up is hire. To hire somebody. What does it mean to hire somebody? Hire. Employ for wages. Employ, engage, recruit. Okay? Rent, lease, charter. To hire. And so it's a verb. To employ someone. You are the someone. For wages. The wages will be at the end of your investment. So imagine that this is a salary job. This is a salary job. And you are going to hire yourself. So let's say you may, if I'm thinking right of you clocking into yourself, you will definitely begin to get wages before, but at the end of the 30 days, you will add all that as if it was a salary job to see what it was that you invested. And the add up will be different. It won't always be cost, because it really depends on what you are hiring yourself to do in your own life. So everybody's hiring stage is going to be different, because every job you got hired for have its own requirements for what that job will require, to what you will be fulfilling, right? What will you be relieving in order to pursue or help bring forth the vision of that company, right? And so now it's about saying, I need to get a vision for what I want for myself right now in the place that I am. So now if I'm hiring, I am about to recruit and employ myself. So that's the first thing. We are about to recruit and employ ourselves. And we will receive wages, right? Because the wages are added up. The wages is what you have done consecutive over time that has been added up, with which will conclude the wages. So this is a 30-day period in which we are hiring ourselves. So now the second word is commitment. We want to know what it means to be committed, right? Because we want to hire ourselves, and then we want to commit to the job for at least 30 days. We want to give ourselves a grace period of 30 days to commit to us, right? So here we go, commitment. Because I know we know what commitment is, but do we really know what commitment is? Do we understand what commitment is when it's to ourselves? We understand commitment towards everybody else. And so I want us to think about what it means to be committed to oneself. Committed. Feeling dedication and loyalty to a cause, activity, or job. Wholeheartedly dedicated. So I want you to recruit yourself and be wholeheartedly dedicated for 30 days straight. And this is what I want you to think about. Yesterday I was thinking about how often how much time we have. And I wanted this whole challenge, this 30-day challenge is about activating your abracadabra in order to become your magic, because we all understand that 30 days creates a routine, right? It creates a habit. And so we got to begin to, in order to be in action for our attraction, we have to create the habits by making a plan that will complement who it is that we say we want to be, or what it is that we say we want to have. And so for many of you guys who have drawn out vision boards and have done vision boards, this is your opportunity to take down the vision board so that you can begin to create the abracadabra moments, which will then give you the vision that you have, that seed of thought that you implanted, because faith without works is dead. So I need to activate your works so that you can get in position for who you have been created to be. So this is what I found out. How many hours are in a month? Does anybody know how many hours are in 1 month? Now we're about to hire ourselves. So let's do the math. There is, because this is teaching now. So becoming your magic is being able to figure out and learn. We want these hoop and hollering. We want these quick fixes, but quick fixes don't transform your life. It gives you a thrill, and it leaves you in the same moment you was in. You do not create magic when you're not willing to plan and execute and go through the steps in order to get what it is that you say you want. And so if you can commit to a job, most of us commit, if we've ever worked in our lives, and I'm sure everybody at some point has had a job, whether it was a part-time job, whether it was to help somebody who was doing a job, but we committed, meaning we were loyal to the hours in which we took on. The average job is 40 hours a week. The average job is 40 hours a week. So now the first thing I want to do is I'm going to pull up my calendar, and we're going to do 40 times, I would say 4. Well, no, let's not break it down like that. They'll say 24 hours a day times 30 days. That is 720 hours. Let's write that down. 720 hours. Where's my board? I'm so serious with y'all right now. Y'all don't even understand how important this is right now. Y'all don't even understand how serious I am about not just being here and taking up time, but making sure this time is valuable. So hold on. Let me take this sign off that say become your magic power hours. You see that hashtag? Let me get that out. Okay. So that you can see me. Oops. I guess that's shorter than that. All right. Don't worry about it. So here we go. Let me erase this, because I'm always okay. So here we have it. Somebody about to get some free teaching. So if you have 24 hours in a day, and let me get this glare off, because I don't know if you guys, can you see it if I'm over here? Okay. Yeah, it's the glare. Okay, I'm going to write on here first, and then I'll turn it around. So we have 24 hours in a day. 24 hours equal a day, right? So now we need to commit. We're committing to 40 hours, clocking into ourselves a week. So 24 hours a day times 30 days. I want to tell you how many hours we get every 30 days. We get 720 hours. So every 30 days, you get 720 hours of life every 30 days. Now, we are going to say out of 720, when we have a job or we committed to something, we would do that what? The average job is 40 hours a week, right? So 40 hours, most people work 5 days a week. So the first thing we're going to do is 40 hours times 5. 5 days a week, 40 hours, no, not 5, sorry, 40 hours times 4 is basically 4 weeks in a month. 7, 14, 21, 28, 2 more days left, right? So now let's find out what is 40 times 4. 160. So we averagely give 160 hours of our time to invest in somebody. So when you're going to work or whatever you're doing, if you're not your own entrepreneur, we are always, or if you're a full-time mom, you're a dreamer. I mean, let me tell you something. As an entrepreneur, you got to schedule your time. If you don't, you lose a whole lot of time. So now, seeing what this is. So now we have 100. So 40 hours at 4 weeks is 160 hours we give to somebody else's dream. Now we're hiring ourselves. Now this is me hiring me. So now I'm saying that out of 720 hours for 30 days, I am going to commit, be loyal to 160 hours I'm giving to me. Investing in me, in my dream, in my business, in my desires, and what I want. For 30 days straight, 100 out of the 720 hours that we're going to get when we start the challenge, only 160 you are putting into you for only 30 days. Now imagine we have freely given this our whole life. So how many years have you been? You want to know how many hours you have given away, how many hours you have showed up in that wasn't actually for you? Do the math on how many years you were working. That probably would scare you a little bit, but we won't go there. But this is why this is so necessary. So now I am giving 160 hours given to me. Now, this is what you want to understand about this powerful thing. So we want to break it down to a 40-hour week, right? Now you can decide how many days a week you want to work for yourself. You can decide how many days a week you want to clock into yourself. So let's say you want to, me personally, I do 7 days a week. And I'm going to tell you how you should do this. And depending on what your situation is, or depending on what it is that you're trying to increase in these 30 days, is where your focus should be, right? So when I thought about me, I'm going to give you an example for me of how I need to do it, because I am easily distracted. As I say, I have 5 kids that love my attention. I have a husband that craves my attention. I have friends and family that, I just love to show up for. I realize that I'm easily distracted. So for me, I'm going to start my challenge on the 21st because it will coincide with what it is that I'm doing starting the 21st of October. You can start your challenge whatever day you choose to hire yourself. When you go get that job, the first thing they ask you is, well, when do you want to start? Now, depending on how bad you need it, you may say yesterday, right? That's letting them know I want this job right now. You may say, well, I got some things coming up. I want to start next week. Right now, you're hiring yourself. You can decide what day you want to start. But let me tell you something. Do not lie to yourself. Pick a day. Do not procrastinate. Do not pick a day just to give yourself more time to run idle. This is serious. I want you to sit down and really choose a day you want to begin to work for yourself. And then I want you to look at this breakdown. Okay, so we must give ourselves 40 hours a week. We have how many hours a week do we have actually? So we have to give ourselves 40 hours a week. And let me find out how much hours that we have a week. So we have 24 hours in a day times 7. So we get 168 hours every week. Only 40 of those. No, not even half. What percentage is that? Only 40 of that 168 hours am I saying that you are to designate to you. Now, I want you to understand what it means to be clocking into you, because this is the key. If you are a very busy person and you spend all of your time filling up everybody else's cup, and you always find yourself depleted and abandoned at the end of the week because you feel like nobody has filled up your cup, this will be your 30-day challenge to pick throughout the day which hours you are going to designate to you. What I am going to have to do for my life, because like I said, I'm easily distracted, like I just got just now. You saw how easily distracted I was. I just came off a different point. What I'm going to have to do is sit down, which is why I'm only starting next Wednesday. I'm starting next Wednesday because I know I need to create a plan. When you get that job, they tell you your hours. They tell you when they would like you, when you can be the most effective for the vision and the dream of the company in which you are operating to help bring to whatever highest levels, whatever it is, you are helping with somebody else's dream. This checking into me, this hiring myself is really hiring myself, right? It's giving myself my dream, the dream of maybe peace. So now I'm going to schedule, okay, on Monday, this is what I'm doing. So if I say I want to work 7 days a week, I don't have to work 8 hours a day on me. I don't have to clock into me 8 hours a day, because I'm going to divide those 40 hours into the 7 days a week, because I do better clocking into myself every single day, right? So if I choose to wake up in the morning and I said I'm not going to do anything for anybody, I'm just going to sit down. I don't care if it's just turning on the TV. I didn't put any rules to it, because you are to decide what you know, what you need. You have to spend some time with yourself. You need to meditate. You need to get some quiet time to really hear yourself, so that you can know what it is that you want to increase over these 30 days when you hire yourself for that position. So if I need to increase my money, then I'm going to hire myself to pay attention to the finances in the company. If I want to increase my health, I'm going to hire myself to get in shape, right? If I want to increase my peace of mind, I'm going to hire myself to create peaceful settings and moments that are going to give me the conclusion that I'm looking for. So if you are clocking into you and you know you have this dream, maybe you are financially stable and you want to increase your love life. You want to increase your time with your kids. You want to increase being present, actually being in a moment, not thinking about the career, not thinking about that. So now you're going to clock into yourself for 40 hours, for 40 days. 30 days straight. You're going to clock into yourself by creating a plan. So I'm going to get up and I'm just going to turn on the TV and I'm just going to watch something that makes me laugh. Maybe I'm uptight because life has been very hard for me in this pandemic. So I'm going to commit to laughter for 2 hours a day. So I'm going to find maybe a YouTube video that make me laugh. Maybe I have a special comedian that brings joy to me. Maybe there's some family friend member that every time I get in their presence, it's something about them, but they make me forget about all that life is throwing at me right now. I am going to commit to clock into me for an hour of laughter. I'm going to commit to clock into me to eating dinner with my family, right? Because that's important to me. And I want to grow that bond, because I realized no matter how much money I have, if there's nobody to spend it with, how much quality is in that life, right? And so we got to start creating a quality of life by hiring ourselves to fulfill what it is we desire, right? Because if I have a desire to have a lucrative business and I haven't clocked into myself the way I did for other people's businesses and showed up, it's no surprise to me that my business isn't growing the way I want. So if I'm in business for myself, so now I have to decide what are the things that I want. I need to write down, what do I want in my business? And so if I have 4 hours a day to designate to myself to do that, then I'll say from 10 to 11, I'm going to sit down and write down the different things I need to do. From 7 to 8, I'll go live. So because I am a keynote speaker and I have programs and I have a clothing line and I have a boutique and I want to become the magic. I want to get it to run where it's a financial gifting, right? That the financial abundance can start to flow. Now I'm going to do a 30-day challenge of clocking into me. What? Being intentional. I want to launch my play, my virtual play. So I need time to do that. But imagine if I set time aside to do that, then at the end, I won't have excuses, but instead I will have results. So the way we remove our excuses is by creating a plan and getting results. And so because I didn't just say I wanted to start an I Choose Me movement, but I decided to go live and start to introduce it, now I am 4 years later with a movement, right? Because I said I wanted to write a book and I was intentional about taking the time when I had, do you know I wrote a play when I had 4 kids under 4 at the same time? Because I decided that no matter how busy my roles and titles was, that the fulfilling of me, of who I knew myself to be, was so important. And so I found, meaning sacrifice. 40 hours doesn't sound like a sacrifice to me when I realize how many hours we give to everything else. It is a sacrifice because we have decided to put ourselves last on the list for so long. And we wonder why we're not fulfilling the fullness of our abracadabras and becoming our magic, because we haven't honestly designated time to improve the quality of our lives in whatever area it is that we are desiring it to grow. So if I want my life to be different, I have to make a plan and follow it and clock into it, because life imitates spirit. And the reason why that job has been going and you have been able to go to that job for 10 years straight that you love is because they have consistently had you showing up. The reason why your kids are in good health to this day is because they consistently had you showing up. The reason why your friends can depend on you when they have anything going on, it is because you have consistently been showing up. Because in 720 hours a month, you have showed up for so many people. But now I ask you, how many times have you showed up for the you that you are desiring to be? How many times have you activated those abracadabra moments because of the credentials you have occurred over your life, where that pain that you went through, you decided to attach shame to it and you lost the value in that X factor and who you were because you haven't sat down and looked over what it required for you to fulfill your destiny. What it requires is that we take some of those hours and clock into us. We take some of those hours and we find out what it is that we're dreaming. So maybe you don't have something that is a dream that you want, but it still doesn't matter that you don't need self-care. It still doesn't mean, that you don't need self-care. You need a peace of mind because the way you think, how you see yourself is the energy in which you show up. It is the infection that is you. I am so excited because I have written my now, what is it, 5th book, which is called Awaken to the Infection That Is You, a COVID till. And it's all about us really realizing what we fester in, how many hours we waste not being progressive, not being intentional, not working on our bottom line, not working on the us, not working on really being proactive in our dreams. We are very proactive in everybody else's dreams because we have mastered roles and titles. But the thing we have yet to master is God's assignment for your life. And God's assignment for your life is about you clocking into you. You know how when you went to church, or if you go to church, or whatever your relationship is with ministry and God, how when you read it said give 10%. When you're in ministry, you knew that time is money. And so every time you clocked in, you did the 10% over the hours in which you spent your time getting a return on, and only 10% that God asks for you to give. 40 hours is like giving yourself 10% of your life in order to fulfill the assignment that is attached to you. The way I got here is for all the moments I gave myself 10%. The moments I gave myself 10%, the moments I clocked into myself, and sometimes it was a sacrifice. Why was it a sacrifice? Because my plate was full, because I had been overwhelmed in roles and titles, and roles and titles are just choices that we make. I chose to be a wife. I chose to be a mom. I chose to be a friend. I chose to be a confidant. I chose those roles and titles. But the thing that we forget about is the thing that chose us. And the thing that chose you was your assignment. You were chosen for your assignment. You have been anointed for the things that you went through. And because you haven't given yourself 10% of your time, in order to fulfill and follow through with the stuff that you have paid, we have so much stuff invested in which we have not gotten a return on because we haven't consistently clocked into our dream as we have done for everybody else. And so for your dream of love and peace in your house, you have to intentionally make a plan in which you clock in to create that atmosphere. For your dream to take that vision to a whole nother level, you have to intentionally clock into yourself in order to get out what you put in. For your dream to have the family and friendships that you desire, then you're going to have to put in that time. So some people have worked on making their life abundant financially, and now they're fixing the relationships that they forgot about, right? So it doesn't matter what it is your thing is, but I challenge you to take 30 days to commit to you. That is 40 hours a week. That is a total of 160 hours in the month, in which you get 720 hours. It might be a little bit more than so it would be 160 plus an extra 48 if you commit. But if you only do a 5-day week at 40 hours in which you already given your job, I would say it's okay for us to start with 160 hours. But I do want you to be intentional about that hour. You know how intentional I want you to be? I want you to be hashtag no more excuses intentional. I want you to be hashtag no more excuses intentional, because we said that a commitment meant that we were loyal to what it is we want. And that if we hired ourselves, that we would get a return on our investment. And so if you want to take this challenge with me, it doesn't matter what day you choose to start, but understand that as long as you prolong, as much time you take to set it off is a time that you can add to you getting to that destination. Because no matter where you're going, if you put something in your GPS, the time you take to move on it is the distance and the speed in which you're going to get there, right? So we got to be very intentional about who it is and what it is that we want. So now we are doing a 40-hour work week. We are hiring ourselves. If you are interested in going on the journey with me, like I said, I am starting on the 21st. You can start whatever day you want. Just know that you are committing to you. You are not committing to me. If you would like to go on the journey, please email I choose me movement at gmail.com, because there will be a weekly private Zoom check-in about our job and how we have been clocking into us, and an encouragement group that I will be creating in order for us to grow together. So at the end of the 30 days, we can become the evidence of becoming our magic, so that we can start to create new pattern, a new routine, a new habit, which will increase how we see ourselves, how we trust ourselves, how we show up, and us really becoming the vision and the dream that we have for ourselves. We are to make the vision plain. We are to write it down. We are to show up in our abracadabra. And so now it's time for us to make a plan. And so if you think that you need to take this time, like I'm going to be doing the rest of the week, to create a real life schedule as if I got a job. And so I know the times that I clock in my bling boutique, that will be an hour. The hour that I spend here, that is an hour toward clocking into me. This is my checking in. If you're showing up for this hour, you can use that as a self-love. If you are doing meditation, make sure do not time yourself in meditation. Time going in, and when you come out, figure that out. You cannot decide how long it would take for you to be with yourself. It could be 10 minutes one day. It could be 2 hours one day. Your body will lead you to what you want, what you need, what you desire. It will take you to your most blessed places, right? So we got to trust ourselves. So we're not timing ourselves. We are paying attention to the time we spend with ourselves. We're being intentional about pulling time aside for that. So if going to the gym gives you peace, then that is a part of your 40-hour week. If eating dinner with your family is what you want to increase, then that is a part of your 40-hour week. If sitting down, just having a conversation that feeds your soul, that is a part of your 40-hour week. No, I'm not telling you what it means to clock into you. I'm telling you to find out what areas of your life that you know you need a little bit more extra time, care, and attention to, and apply it for 30 days straight. You are giving yourself 40 hours a week out of the 100 and what did we say? Out of the 720 hours we get a month, we are giving ourselves 160 hours in a 30 days time span, so that we can see what that looks like. So plan a schedule if you have to. If it's just you just getting a break because you have actually implemented a whole lot of stuff, but you realize you have no peace because you're always on the phone, you're always helping somebody, you're always in a business meeting, then you need to take time to choose you, to get peace, to find laughter, to find joy, to find family, to create quality of life, because money is not quality. The balance is quality. So now for me, if I created that family life I wanted, and I know the business and I know my mission, now is marketing it, right? Now is implementing. Now is creating a better structure. So my thing is creating a 30-day plan for me to create structure. Yours can be anything you want it to be. But as I said, if you would like to go on the journey and commit to 30 days, email I choose me movement at gmail.com. And in the caption or in your message, you say, I hire me. And I will send you the private Zoom invitation, in which starting next week, we will start on the 21st. I'm starting. And so I figure either a Saturday or Sunday. It may be Sunday that we'll do our Zoom meeting, only an hour, and it will be a free meeting. I am going on a journey. I'm inviting you to go with me. And so you can meet up on Zoom, and anybody who is going on a journey and want to do something or go through the journey with themselves or would like company on hiring yourself, right? Because this is our first time being bosses of ourselves now. So thank you so much, Melissa. Oh, I just love you so much. Here we go. I choose me movement at gmail.com. Like I said, put I hire me. I want to know, how serious are you about your business? How serious are you about God's assignment for your life? How serious are you about becoming your magic? Standing up in your abracadabra? How serious are you? Excuse me. But at this time, it has been 50 minutes. Look how fast an hour goes, right? An hour goes fast. Let me explain to you that it's so important that you understand that this is about us seeing ourselves, loving ourselves, celebrating ourselves. Hold on. Right now, this is a time where we pick our card. Cards are not in here. Oh, look at this bag. You can get this bag. Look how many things. So wait, as a matter of fact, this is the I am affirmation. We're going to pick an I am card. We always pick an I am card. But also at this time, I give you the opportunity to, what is giving time. And so if you would like to sow into me at any capacity, you have the option to do that on many different ways. You can choose to sow a seed of sharing. So if you have been touched by this hour and you think somebody else can use this challenge and you want to share it, use that pointer finger, that very powerful thing, and hit the share button, right? Like, and share with a friend, right? Tag a friend. Share it to, no tag. People hate tags. Just share it on your page and see who sees it, right? So with that being said, that is a way you can sow a seed. Another way you can sow a seed is you are welcome to go to preciouspaulin.com, in which you can find all kind of abracadabra tools to ignite you becoming the magic in your world, becoming your magic. So we have books, Precious Paulin. I have Precious Thoughts from the Soul. I have How Special Are You, Where You're One of a Kind. I'm trying to think where all this stuff is. I organized, but don't worry. You can see all that on that site. The clothing that I'm wearing, this is my brand. I choose me, hashtag no more excuses. It is the Self-Love Initiative brand. Why? Because it's about making your shine crystal clear. If you are interested in wearing anything that you see here, this is new, so this is not even on the site. But please go to I choose me blingboutique.company.site, and you too can find anything. You can find a mask, you name it. Another thing you can do is just sow a seed to me at $P words, or you can PayPal me at Precious P words at AOL.com. All of the links are in the top, and so feel free to bless however God leads you to. At this time, we are going to pick the I am card. So let's see. We are talking about clocking into you and checking into you. So let's find out what is the I am that God wants us to know in order for us to do this challenge so that we can fulfill on our destiny. Here we go. Good God Almighty. He wants you to know that you are victorious. I can't make this up. Y'all saw me. God wants you to know that I am victorious. So I am victorious in this time. I am victorious in completing that task. I am victorious in understanding that in order for me to fulfill my destiny, I have to be consistently clocking into me. In order for me to take that dream, that vision board that I created, and turn that dream into a reality, I have to create a plan. God says faith without works is dead. And so if I am faithful over no intention and no works, then I cannot be victorious. But you have been given enough. And so this message is what makes you victorious, because now you have the ability to what? You have the ability to clock into you for 30 days and start a new routine. If you would like to change your life, you must be intentional. If you would like to live in your dreams, you're going to have to move toward them. We have already discussed that in order to be victorious, the minute you get your yes, the next step is to get an action for your attraction. It is to walk to your yes. And so the example I love to give is I always remember asking my grandma, God bless her soul, sleep in peace right now. But one of the things that I love was that anytime I remember asking, can we have a banana? We will always interrupt grandma to ask her banana. It was her favorite snack. And it became ours. Why? Because, we were in the room. And so you see how somebody else's love can make you love something? But anywho, we went to ask for something that was her favorite. And when she said yes to us, she didn't stop to go get it for us. She expected us to go and get what we asked for because she gave us permission to have it. So I want you to know that you're victorious because God has already given you permission to be great. He has already pre-qualified you for who you were called to be. He has already made you your own magic. And you have to realize that the power lies in you. The power lies in who you see yourself and how victorious you are after every situation. And so this is the Become Your Magic Power Hour, where I celebrate the victoriousness and all that you've gotten to so far. We are in a season of assignment, gaining clarity into God's favor. To have favor is to be liked. It's bigger than love. I often say my husband married his favorite girlfriend because he loved us all, but I happen to have been his favorite. And so I want you to become a favorite of yourself, because becoming your magic is about creating a plan. To be victorious means you go to war. You plan the war. You don't just go over there. You create a plan. You get a team. You work on it. You actually create some steps. You implement some things in order to what? To become victorious. And so this 30-day challenge is about you becoming victorious at the end by giving yourself at 160 hours. You get 720 hours a day, a month, What is it to only give yourself 160? Are you not worth that much? I can assure you that at the end of those 30 days, you're going to remember me. You're going to remember this conversation. And most importantly, you are going to be lit in a way that somebody else is going to find their switch. I am telling you that being in action for your attraction is the gift we give the world. And so it is up to you to hire yourself. Are you willing to hire yourself in order to activate your abracadabra moment so you can what? Become your magic. So I am so excited for what's coming. I'm so excited to where we're going. I am so excited to find out exactly who, what, and where we are going after we commit to 30 days of clocking into us. See, these are where the cards go. So we have done 16 cards so far. There are 52. If you would like the I Am Affirmation game, that too is at preciouscalling.com. So we are going to be ending. We are 57 minutes in at this time. Does anybody have any questions? We will not sing the song today because I forgot to set up the everything. So don't worry about it. Tomorrow, though, we will be singing our anthem. In case you haven't heard it, we have the I Choose Me anthem, and it is a game changer. I love to see that. I am victorious. If you are watching the replay, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are, because this is my first day at 12, and many of you were used to 7. I'm sure we all forget. I almost forgot. But we are here. I am victorious. Hey, Aunt Karen, I'm so glad you remembered. Please put your notification on for all of my pages. Join, subscribe to I Choose Me, hashtag No More Excuses Facebook page. I mean, not Facebook, sorry, YouTube page. I Choose Me, hashtag No More Excuses YouTube page. You're already here on Facebook if you are on Facebook. Also, don't forget, I Choose Me Bling Boutique is a private group in which you get to see the first of the first. I'm about to get back on it, which is why I am creating a schedule to clock into me so that I can be intentional, so that I can see what my life would look like if I actually, with all that I do, I don't even commit to those hours. I'm only doing it because I can only imagine if I was intentional about how I committed to myself, if I would get past that point that I'm stuck at. Because insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. I can write stuff down. I can write a book. Those are not my problems. My problem is multiplying and creating that next level of myself. So that I'm going to have to plan with and structure because it is not my norm. And so when you get a job, they're going to teach you some new stuff and it may not be something that you're used to. And so what I'm doing is creating a new mindset, a new habit in order to see if it will help me fulfill the next part of my destiny. And so I ask you to do the same in whatever area that would matter. And so, as you know, it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you. So it is your responsibility to, like I say, turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave a soul print. Because the fingerprint, it tells us what we got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what we got right. And what God got right was you. And in order for you to really support and celebrate the breath that He has given you, it is your responsibility to know that you are victorious, that you have the power to become your magic, and that all of those low moments are the reason why you get to be the abracadabra in your life, because abracadabra just means a change has happened. And so every time you renew your mind, it is an abracadabra to the magic that is you. And so I want you to always remember that you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So it is your responsibility to stay lit in this world. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow at 12 on the Become Your Magic Power Hour with yours truly, the queen of soul stirring inspiration, the prophetic poet herself, Miss Precious Paul. And I am so glad to soul coach you into a better relationship with yourself so that you can bring your magic. I love you guys. Hashtag BYMPH, Become Your Magic Power Hour. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. I may see you if you are in my Bling group. I'll probably see you tonight. If you haven't joined, fine. I Choose Me Bling Boutique by yours truly. And please get in there because we're going to have some fun tonight. That is my promise. See you guys later. Love you. Take care of those souls. Bye-bye. Remember, I choose me. Hashtag no more, excuses. Bye-bye.